After a long day of being pulled in every direction, the last thing anyone wants to think about is what's for dinner. That's where Schwann's can help, with a variety of real food choices, frozen to lock in freshness. From ready-made meals, premium meats and side dishes, to vegetables, ice cream, and more. Schwann's foods go from freezer to table in minutes, not hours, so you can pull off a delicious meal in no time at all. Ordered, delivered, done. That's homemade easy. To help simplify mealtime, visit schwans.com. After a long day of being pulled in every direction, the last thing anyone wants to think about is what's for dinner. That's where Schwann's can help, with a variety of real food choices, frozen to lock in freshness. From ready-made meals, premium meats and side dishes, to vegetables, ice cream, and more. Schwann's foods go from freezer to table in minutes, not hours, so you can pull off a delicious meal in no time at all. Ordered, delivered, done. That's homemade easy. To help simplify mealtime, visit schwans.com.
Hello there, this is Jim the Keys bartender. I'm talking over the music. That's horrible. I'm here with Jenna Kelly. Jenna Kelly.
Jenny Kelly, you're getting this down.
Jenna Kelly.
Hello,
Tyler Kelly.
Everyone. It's
and
me,
Lissa,
Jenna, the same old Jenna.
our friend. Yep, the one that of the doggy dildo fame. Not that she gave us. She sent a picture to Jenna of a dog chewing on a dildo.
This is Lissa.
Having a very good time chewing on the dildo.
It was not my dog or my dildo.
No, you just send me funny things a lot, and we have the same inappropriate humor, so it's fabulous. I actually send her some at work and then walk by her office, and she's in there, like, dying. So it's great.
I snorted.
Yeah, she did. She did. She snorted. I sent her some pretty inappropriate
You're not
ones.
the only person down here that snorted, but you did it out of joy.
She did.
Instead of a desperation off the seat off the top of the toilet
see if
tank.
I can find that one.
This is the Keys bartender coming to you from Key Largo, and we. I think this is.
What's this episode?
71.
This is 171?
171. 69 was a finger up your butt.
Oh, my God. I thought that was 67.
Pinky in your butt.
Pinky in your butt was 6. Oh, jeez. I didn't.
No, maybe not.
I lost track. I can't count.
Maybe not.
No,
Wait,
this is the actual meme that made Lissa snort.
Stop spraying your perfume on your vagina. Take a shower. Well, that's originally why cologne came around.
Right, except for you missed the funny part, because it's a picture of this little girl,
Which is inappropriate.
with straight across bangs, with making the ucky face. Okay, if you have kids, the ucky face.
Why is the little girl smelling
and it says,
vaginas?
Stop spraying perfume on your
because she's a
vagina.
little girl and she's standing right
Take
there
a shower.
with her face in a
Well,
woman's
of course,
vagina.
Because she's short, and she goes out here smelling like Victoria's Seafood.
Victoria's Seafood, I like it. Oh, I like it.
It brought me into this really funny story about Lissa's guinea pigs.
Oh, God. Not my guinea pig.
Well, no, it wasn't actually her
pet sitting.
guinea pig, but she has a very close friend, a mutual friend of all of ours, who also has a guinea pig. And they were guinea pig sitting while they were out of town.
Uh-huh.
So when they went to bring the pig back after the family returned, Lissa asked her daughter to give it a bath.
Before we gave the guinea pig back.
Right. So I will let Lissa finish the story and hold this close to your mouth so people can hear you.
I never heard that.
Yes.
Okay,
so
what's going on?
Yeah. So hold it close.
They sit in their own pee and poop, so I wanted to send the guinea pig back, not all filthy and gross.
Yes.
So I told Kaylee while I was at work, please give the guinea pig a bath and get it all ready for him to pick up. So they come pick up the guinea pig later on in the evening. Think nothing of it. Nobody says anything. But the next day I'm getting out of the shower, and there's this big bottle of Summer's Eve sitting by the sink. And I'm like, I didn't get that out. I'm like, Kaylee, why is the Summer's Eve out here? She goes, that's the guinea pig soap. That's what I wash the guinea pig with. That's what I always wash the guinea pigs with. So I sent the guinea pig back.
It has vinegar and water, right?
No, not this. This is all...
It's like pink
Really-
sudsy flip. It's vagina soap.
yeah.
Oh.
But she
Yeah.
washed the guinea pig with some kind of Summer's Eve fresh spring
That's
meadow.
probably the best way to do
I
it.
think the funniest part was I think she said something like, "Mom, that's what I always wash the guinea."
Well,
pig."
that had to be gentle, wouldn't it?
But
my guinea
her
pig-
daughter is too young to know what that is exactly for.
She doesn't know.
So
That's perfect.
when I can't say his name because he is a local celebrity.
The owner of the guinea pig.
The owner of the guinea pig did not know anything about this until about 3 weeks later when Lissa went over there to have a swimming pool and kid play date. That she had a few drinks and she finally told him.
Y'all listen to this.
Oh, you had a few drinks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
and
good.
she finally told the owners of the guinea pig that the reason it was so floofy and smelled so nice is because it was washed in vagina soap.
I use Massengale on my guinea pig.
That's a douche, isn't it?
What the
I
fuck
think they
ever?
make soap though too.
Oh, they do
Like,
that.
see, there you
like
go.
the summer
Oh,
Okay.
You had that not so
Givenchy, not anymore.
Not
My
so
buddy
fresh
asked his older sister one time when they were walking someplace or something like that, and she looks over, did you ever have that not so fresh? And she smacked him right in the mouth. It's a great line to ask. Well, back then it was a great line. Now again, they wouldn't know how to respond. That's where, I guess, would that be an anachronistic referral? I mean, we do have listeners that are older.
Yeah.
I remember saying that's a problem. That's our bane.
That's our bane.
Our bane. Our weakness.
We don't have any weaknesses, Jim.
Our weakness.
We
our
will
weakness.
not admit to
Our
weaknesses.
weakness is me being old.
You're not old.
I'm old. I'm
You're-
old, and if
you're
there's
wise
people that
and
go,
you're
I have guys coming in and say,
seasoned.
Jim does a blog. Jim does a blog, and I go, yeah, I do a blog that's audio. You're talking about something written. It's. I guess that would be almost like with technology, people my age are either really into it or
No clue.
have no idea what that is. And I try to explain to them. I say, you know, the great thing about radio is you can listen on a small device any place you want to certain things at certain times. Great thing about podcasts, you can listen to anything, anytime, when you want, and you can download it for later. You can kind of do it with radio now. People aren't comfortable with that because they put radio on the internet, and now, it is kind of because of the commercials and stuff like that. They have different requirements where on shows they'll, like, if you talk to a popular morning show, they'll play 2 songs or 1 song, and then they got to do a commercial, to pay for everything, because you do have a lot of overhead. We don't have the overhead, as you can tell by the quality of the show most of the time.
You know what? I think that a lot. Don't stop it. Stop it.
No, I was talking about myself.
The people that have the long commute, I think it's cool. Because then they get, if the show is 45 minutes to an hour, a lot of people have a 45 minute to an hour commute. They listen to it, and sometimes they look forward to it. Like, I know my mom gets irritated when you do not post the Thursday show on time on Thursday. Like, if you wait and do it on Friday, she, starts messaging me, where are you? What's going on? How come you didn't record? Or how come you didn't?
I guess, you know what? I should do it.
She looks so forward to it.
Should I do it I'll do it Thursday morning then?
Who knows? I mean,
I get up Thursday morning and do it.
She's FG. She's a little nuts. She's very nuts, but she loves the show. So.
Okay, well, you know what? Probably Thursday morning would be good because I worry because you don't need too many distracted drivers, and a portion of our audience, I think.
You think they would be distracted by listening to us?
No, because of the way you have to reach us on some devices while they're driving and stuff. You have to set it up and listen to it.
Oh gosh!
But now with the advent of it, you can have it. Upload it to your Bluetooth, and you can
and then you can just listen to it through your
vehicle
car.
and stuff like that. But if you're one of those guys that or women that multitask, let's say you're a guy, let's say an attorney, right? And you're driving downtown. You're in traffic, and you're driving by a school bus full of a female lacrosse team, and your propensity. You want to listen to a podcast, but you also want to knock out something before a big case. You want to knock out. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? You got tinted windows. You got tinted windows. You got your BMW i-Series, right? You're driving down the road, tinted windows, driving up near the lacrosse team. But that wouldn't be in the morning, so I don't. That wouldn't. Maybe afternoon when you're listening in the afternoon when you're going home, and they're going to the game, and you're coming back, right? And you just need to do that before you make your address today. That's your That's your thing. And you're not necessarily doing it because there's a girls in a lacrosse team bus next to you. They just happen to be there. They just happen to be there, and they may not. Well, yeah, they may. And he has the tinted windows. He has the tinted windows, and he has to go and he multitasks. And that's where we get. That's why, once again, electric vehicles, self-driving electric vehicles.
We're not going back there.
No, we're not. No, I'm not saying. But that self-driving part, where the person is distracted, you do. But if you are going to listen to the show, try not to multitask. Try not to eat, drink. We used to do that all the time.
If you're going to listen to this show, I think a really great time to listen to the show is when you're in your car doing your commute, because you can just Bluetooth it right to your...
I know, but you're doing your fucking makeup. And even
who
some
does
girls
their
do
makeup
that.
when they're driving?
Oh, my God. There was a woman in Key West that was giving herself a Brazilian wax before a date, like 4 years ago, 3 years ago.
Accident, got arrested, and...
Yeah.
Who does that?
In Key West, there was a woman, not just, look, an auto gyro.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, we should have got a picture of that.
That's kind of weird.
It is a little strange.
What is it exactly?
It's like a helicopter,
it's like a baby
that has a
helicopter.
rear propeller. An auto gyro, folks, came, invented by Igor Sikorsky back in the 1930s.
Googles it.
Yes.
It's cool. And then this one was bright yellow, by the way.
Yeah,
It looked
bright
like
yellow, yeah. And
it looked like
they go
a
about
banana
100 miles
helicopter.
an hour. Well, it was in a James Bond movie. I think it was You Only Live Twice, maybe, or something like that. One where, well, yeah, it was in Japan, and he had to go into a volcano, and one was little. I was a James Bond fan. Where were we?
I
here?
don't know. I have a
We're
banana
talking. You're
that
listening.
I have to, I
you're
have a
listening to
banana
the
in the house. I
show,
have to go get
and
it.
the woman down in Key West, she was shaving herself, being driven by her ex-boyfriend.
Oh, she
To
was
see
not
her new boyfriend.
I don't know if it was a.
She was
she
a
said
passenger,
boyfriend. Yeah.
and she was shaving her junk as a passenger.
Oh, you call it junk too?
Yeah, it's junk. It's
Junk,
junk,
I always
right?
thought there's things on
junk.
the outside. Like that's why it makes
Nah,
it
we
junk.
got junk.
Or lady nuts.
We have lady nuts.
Or
Well, I actually,
The JJ.
my nuts are big and they're way up here. But that's just because my kids always said that.
pointing doesn't really. She was pointing.
I'm a
she
dude
was
with
pointing to
I
her
was,
boobies.
I was pointing to my boobies, but that's because my
Yeah.
kids always say that I'm a dude with boobs, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Just-
I mean, we.
'Cause I'm a
you
bit
know
of
what
Vicky
is best?
Airhead,
We're,
and I
this is
like
why we do the
booby
episodes.
stuff.
We do all these episodes so you don't have to make a lot of decisions of different shows to listen to. So when you're stopped at the light, knock that one out.
There you go.
Resume the show. You don't need to hear my voice in the background.
Just-
Unless that's helping you, ladies.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
we did just turn into Howard Stern. Do the noise into the microphone.
No, I didn't say that. Oh no, that's I'm not derivative.
No, it was really funny though.
I'm not
because
derivative. I try to.
Some
I'm not going
ladies
far
that-
enough. I haven't listened to him for years, but I love him. I love the guy. It's great. I can't do that thing where I'm not going to do that thing where I pretend that my wife's not going to be well when there's a guest on. I don't try. No, you know why? He was in his 30s and 40s when he was doing that stuff, which is fine. That was part of his audience. Some of his audience was 20-year-old boys and stuff like that. I don't think I'm going to get that demographic. I don't think I'm going to get that demographic of girls. I might. I don't know. I don't know how you were raised by your fathers. Maybe you had that complex. That's all right.
I went to see Jim. And
That's
had
all right. If
lunch,
you find me attractive.
yesterday, right?
What?
I went to see you
Yeah.
yesterday. I had lunch.
Oh, the girls.
And the girls, there's 3 girls that walked in, and they just went crazy when they saw. They were like, Jim.
I worked with them.
And I used to work with them, but now they don't live here anymore, right?
No.
So they were telling him all their life stories, doing whatever, blah, blah,
Oh,
asking about the podcast. And then he was like, "Oh, by the way, this is my co-host," and he points to the other side of the bar, and I was like, "I'm the
It's
Robin."
the co-host.
I said,
I think that was
right.
This is my co-host.
Right, and I said, "I'm the Robin Quivers," and they just lost it. It was great.
Yeah.
But then you called me something else.
Fred.
Fred. I'm more of a Fred.
No, a mix.
I'm a
because
mix.
We're both, when it comes to verifying our, I don't play totally stupid all the time. I do. I am stupid sometimes.
You are
I
not
know.
stupid.
I know, but I can be stupid. I realize it can be. But I said we could both play that part, and you can originate your own things, and Robin does too. I realize, and I believe that is the pinnacle of it is for me. Okay. So, what's this?
When?
I quit today's day 3.
Day 3?
wow.
You're in cigars?
Well, I'm quitting cigarettes.
Okay, no, I understand. I haven't smoked in.
Are in there forever. Might as well light up.
I haven't smoked cigars in. I haven't smoked cigarettes in 7 years.
Oh wow.
7, 8
That's
years.
awesome.
I will tell you, I quit smoking for like 10 years. And I didn't really start smoking until I was moving down here 6 years ago. And it kept me awake. And I was driving this like truck and trailer with all my belongings. And it was just a crazy, hellish 3-day trip. And it kept me awake. And then when my husband broke his leg or shattered his leg,
Make yourself comfortable, huh?
I know, but
You
she's
don't have to
kind of
sit-
sitting in
oh,
the sun.
do you wanna sit
I'm
over
sure
here?
That, yeah.
Actually, I kind
I
of
won't
like
bite.
the sun. I never get to see
Hard.
it. So.
But
I'm
when
sorry.
Ty
Okay.
broke his leg, they kept giving him crap. They were like, "You have to quit smoking. You have to quit smoking. You're never going to heal." So
That was a
quit-
hindrance to healing, they said?
I quit smoking.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Even though we found out later that it was because the doctor didn't fix him right and used the wrong screws.
Fix him.
Oh, his leg was not put together.
Oh, I thought you meant he was doing a 2-for-1 thing where he fixed them. Snip,
Oh no,
snip.
no, he's too young. They won't.
Oh.
But I quit smoking because they said that he had to quit smoking, so I quit again, and I quit for like a good 6-8 months until I found out that this little sneaky little shit was like sneaking outside and grabbing a smoke and doing it. I'm like, I quit.
That's exactly what you do when you stop.
I was
When
like-
you quit smoking and you want to start, you got to go and sneak because you can't admit
Yeah,
that
but
you're not.
exactly.
It's
And
just the same thing
but
with
it
drinking.
was months and months and months. I'm like, really? So I said, you know what? Forget you. If you're gonna act that way, then I'm just gonna go back to smoking. Let me know when you're done. It was months.
I can.
Really, I do remember the exact same day.
First
that
time I
started smoking.
quit, I was 30.
Well, you might have been sneaking the entire.
37. And I tried quitting once before that, and I lasted like a week. And I did this crazy ass thing with workouts and drinking water and patches, gum.
I can't do that.
No, patches
Can't
and
do
gum.
any of
I
that
did
stuff
patches
either.
and gum. And then I quit. I quit for years. And then I got married and started smoking again, which that's the thing that gets you to smoking again.
Somebody else does around you.
Well, yeah, they
That's
were smoking.
what I'm
My
saying.
ex-wife did. But I can't blame her. I'm saying the marriage did, not the wife. And she was a sweetheart, not the marriage, because I brought half of that problem with me.
Gotta
And
own it.
then I quit when I came down here. How the fuck did I do that? I was smoking like a chimney when I came. No. But then I quit drinking for 7 years.
That's how I can stop smoking. But
No. When you're stopped drinking,
it's the only time I really.
you got to get. If you're a problem drinker and you need to stop drinking, you can't do both. I mean, maybe you can. Maybe there's crazy people out there. I'm going to quit drinking and smoking. I'm an alcoholic. I'm going to quit drinking and smoking. No, you got to give one up. And I'll tell you, some people say, give up. Lung cancer's bad, and other people say dying in alcoholic's bad, stuff like that. What lung cancer kills only yourself. Being an alcoholic, if you're out there actively driving somebody, you can kill innocents.
Yeah.
So that was an easy one for me.
But then if
But-
those are your two vices,
but when you
have
give
to
it
weigh
up-
the option, like which
I
one
did
is
it. Well,
worse?
I did it because you want to do. I treated it as I want to do something good for myself, and then quit smoking and do that for 7 years. But when you come out of either one, and I'll talk about how I quit. But you don't. You just made a big deal about it. You talk about it. 7 years not drinking,
Right.
and then when you go back and say, "I just made a right at the end of it. Say, I'm done. I'm done not drinking." I said it. I said I'm done not drinking.
Yeah,
I
but you
told
have
him like this.
really good self-control.
Not all the time. Not all the time. I don't have it like I did before. I'm not saying that 7 years helped me, but something changed over the 7 years where I can drink a couple beers and not go and do it, and I realize there's repercussions. When I'm on my own, I can.
Do you have the not off switch?
Yeah,
Like,
I do.
you don't-
I mean, if I,
I mean,
did,
no, like you
not that
have. You have an off switch now. You're like, okay, I'm done. I'm going home.
My
But
off switch
the
is my
old
family.
gym
Is
was not there. The
No,
old
I didn't
gym
have
had
an
no
off.
switch?
I didn't have an. I had no one checking me.
But now you have your wife and your daughter that you have.
Checking.
To,
I have to do it. I have to do this. I have a responsibility. I realize how good life could be.
without being.
Yeah,
Married
messed up.
to
But I can still
the-
go and do it. Yeah, no, and every so often we're like, when we go to the wedding and stuff like that, we're going to have a good time and stuff like that. But I was drinking so much before. The hangover, nothing. I could drink massive amount of liquor, hungover, get up and work. I'm still drunk the next day.
Jeez.
Still drunk, and power through it. It is just a act of willpower to have massive headaches, not being able to eat, and just go through it, and then work, and people looking, hey, how are you? All right, just a little stomach thing, stuff, and you're feeling like shit.
See, that's so
Cigarettes. When I was smoking, I started smoking again after all the years because I was on suicide watch. And I grab all their. I told you, if someone called me, that one right there, and she's crying all night and stuff, and she's smoking, and if it's real stressful. I'm talking to her. I'm going to kill myself. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going, oh God damn it! Give me a cigarette.
Jim himself was not on suicide watch.
It took me a second to get that, but
yes,
I got it now.
You're right.
Oh well,
Right.
I was called up as the person to be there,
right? Yeah.
And my sponsor at the time said, "You should never have gone there by yourself. You would have you should have started drinking that." I did one with some guy on crack. That guy, I took him up to Florida City. He said he was selling his boat. I told you that story. He went into a place, smoked crack, came back out, smelled like crack. He goes, oh, the other guy's, he's in a hotel. His wife kicked him out. I go, oh, I can imagine a guy that's selling a boat is going to go to a shitty hotel. And in the place he was, no one had boats where the hotel he went to, the apartment building he went to get the boat. I'm saying there's no one here that has a boat. They may have came over here on a small boat. No,
What
no
does
one's
crack smell like?
Oh, you don't know what crack smells like?
Yeah, dude, I've never. Oh my!
Oh,
I
you
didn't
know-
know it.
My ex.
Oh,
I learned.
yeah. Crack
Really?
has
Yeah, I walked in on him.
a metallic, flat,
It's weird.
weird thing. Yeah, you smell it. Once you smell it, you hear it.
Yeah, you'll
it's
remember
it's pungent. It's a pungent smell, not like pot, but
yeah.
it does have a chemical.
I can't explain it, but you'll remember it if you ever smell it. You'll know that smell for the rest of your life. Like if you ever smell it again, you're
the
gonna
guy
know
with
immediately.
crack
I'm drug
used my
retarded, so yeah.
used my sobriety. That's the thing. I want to talk to you about this because I'm trying to stay sober and blah, blah, blah. And he used it to get him, drive him up to Florida City, get high, and then go to another place. And then this prostitute comes walking up and says, hey, baby, you want to party? And I'm looking at the motherfucker, and I'm going, oh, my God, I drove you up here for this? And this was a big motherfucker. I mean, I'm a big dude, right? This guy was...
Jim's like 6'4", guys. By
No,
the
this
way.
guy's like 3 inches taller than me, 50 pounds heavier. But I was older, and I'm talking to him. I go, are you fucking kidding me? I'm looking. I had the power of it, the old man thing.
Yeah, old man muscle.
Yeah, and I go like, get out of the car. We're not gonna talk to each other. And call me later. He tried to get back into work with me. But when you're not using, and you start using whatever it is, you don't want the people that you told to see it. Even the people you used to use with. That's the oddity of it. The people you used to trust as the people that would keep it secret. Because you lorded over them your sobriety or
gotcha.
your strength.
So supposedly
of-
you showed them
of
up,
will.
and then now you're showing you that
my
you're
will,
weak.
my willpower, I'd quit smoking.
Right.
All right, now I'll tell you, quit smoking was a process for me. And quitting smoking is not, people say cold turkey and stuff. They can do it. Some people can do it. I believe, just like I believe in, like there's some people that can do extraordinary things. But the normal thing is to keep on trying, not worry about failure as much as what makes you start wanting a cigarette. And that's what I did. And what helped me is because I got a little irritated from the patch, and then the gum, and then the lotion. But to be able to use all three of them, not at the same time, but in tandem, like saying I use the patch when I can't go and chew and stuff like that, where you're stuck someplace, right? We have to do it. Throwing a heavy patch and stuff like that. And then you step yourself down with that. And then when you start getting ready, like I got this down to a system because they have 3 steps. It's the biggest patch with the
Tia
most
was
medication.
just telling me about these.
The 3 steps, and it's for like over a pack a day smokers. You got to put this one on, and it still doesn't fucking work because you're getting nicotine, but you're not getting that Jonesy thing. It's kind of like the stuff they give you for heroin that makes you not withdraw.
Narcan.
No, not the
The
overdose stuff.
methadone?
Methadone. Methadone.
Yeah.
So it keeps you from going in withdrawal. But you're going to have to come up with a system, eating carrots, drinking water and stuff like that, doing other things that you normally like. I used to walk like on my days off. I walk like up to 20 miles. I put like 30. Yeah, I know, crazy stuff.
Yeah, he's
but-
psycho like that.
No, but I wasn't a workout. Before that, I wasn't
Nothing
like
at
that.
all.
I did it as an older. I did it in my 30s.
Mm-hmm.
I ignored all the healthy stuff in the 20s and stuff like that until I was like 37. I started doing that, and so then you learn. After this, I go down to step 2, and then I don't need it, and then I'm just going to use the gum, and then they got the 3 milligram, 2 milligram, 1 milligram, and you step it because if you chew it too fast, it gives you a buzz, and you can get more. But it's still you're not still putting things in. You're just doing the nicotine. The nicotine is in itself as cancerous as the additives they put in the cigarettes.
Right.
So at this point, if I just stayed with the gum, I said, well, I'm still all right. Okay, maybe I could still get something, but I'm off it. So then I'm just going with between that and a lozenge.
Well, the
And it was
psycho
great.
dreams that people talk about.
It's not
freaks.
psycho dreams. It's
Chantix.
called livid.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
called livid dream. No,
Yeah.
that's Chantix.
Chantix.
No,
Chantix. My
Chantix.
boss, our
no,
boss
but the
is
patch
trying
gave
that
you
now.
livid. It's called livid dreams. Vivid dreams.
Vivid dreams. Extremely
Vivid dreams.
vivid.
Yeah, and you get to see color
The
and things like that.
craziest, like Willy Wonka type shit.
No, but if you
dreams,
have a
for me at
strong,
least.
if you're like I was I think a couple of years before I was reading a dream book, and there's a way sometimes if you're in a certain level of sleep, you can actually make conscious decisions in your dream. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That to go and so when you're a victim, things are always happen to you. I'm not saying you're weak. It's just a realization. It's almost like there was a Freddy Krueger movie like that, where you just realize and think, this is my brain, this is my playground. I can make my decision to go and do this thing. And it happened. That's as a child, I used to be terrified of nightmares. I don't have nightmares anymore.
Have you ever had those dreams where you are running as fast as you can, and it's like you
can't run fast.
can't
No.
run fast, and
Yeah.
you're moving super slow, and then the falling. Oh my god!
Oh, they
I
scare the shit out of me.
I'm 4'11", right? So me and the earth have a really great relationship. Like, I don't need to be way up there. Me and my heights freaks me out. I am so
you think when you're 6'4" and when you fall and hit the
terrified
ground, that head
of heights.
goes.
But if I have like nightmares or whatever, and I do remember trying the patch once, but I started with the smallest one because I'm honestly not.
Start with the smallest.
Well, the smallest dosage
Yeah,
of the patch.
the 1 milligram.
They usually tell you to start with the big one and then
Yeah.
you're
Oh,
tying
no,
yourself up.
7.
But
It was
I'm
7, 14, 21.
well, I'm a small person,
Yeah.
first of all. Plus, I'm not a real heavy smoker, and the cigarettes that I did.
I know you haven't smoked a cigarette.
No, I
since you
haven't.
started the
I
show.
quit.
Oh.
And so he stopped. He said he was going to quit at Disney. He texted me and he goes, "Well, I'm out and I can't get any more." And I didn't believe
You
him.
can't smoke there anywhere, can
Right,
you?
right.
Yeah.
And I didn't believe him because the last time he tried to quit, and I'm holding up my in quotes, he caved in minutes and hours. And I thought, well, he's got the car. He's going to stop at the gas station. He's going to get cigarettes. And he's going to smoke all the way damn home. So I didn't believe him. And when I came home from work yesterday, I will tell you that I had a cigarette in my mouth, and I was driving his truck because he had the car. I was driving his truck around the corner to turn to our house, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to toss it. And I only had like maybe 3 or 4 puffs out of it.
Well, okay. I never understood that part.
And
I can do that.
tossed it.
Yeah.
I tossed it because I thought to myself, what if he actually is holding this? Because he didn't keep reminding me and he didn't keep telling me. He just had told me that he wasn't going to buy anymore and that he was done. I didn't believe him.
Stop for gas
I came home.
and didn't buy it.
Right. And I came home and there was no cigarette packs out here. There was no lighter. There was no nothing. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess he's serious. I didn't have a cigarette all night, did I? Nope.
No.
It's very easy for me to quit. I have like the easiest time with it, but if he starts, then I'm going to be like, F you, I'm doing it
I
anyway.
mean, you know what?
Right?
It would be with your significant other,
Right.
when they're both not like.
Because if he's not going to take it seriously and he's not going to do it, then I'm not going to do it either. Because how is that? Oh, really? Oh, that's great. So I'm going to be the healthy one, but you can be a slug. Like, whatever. It's not. It's not.
You know, it's tough. And I belong to a group, Keys Bartender, and there's a lot of bartenders and service workers that need to stop. You know what? A lot of these people call them cunts when they quit smoking. They say, "Oh, quit drinking."
Oh.
And I go, don't let other people
No.
determine what you need.
Right.
You have to do it. You know, if someone cares about you and you're trying to do something to benefit yourself, then anything, as long as it's legitimate, it's not like you're becoming a fucking Scientologist.
Right. Yeah, no shit.
I apologize
As long as
once
Tom
again,
Cruise did
but
not
you're
tell you to
fucking
quit
crazy if
smoking.
you think that's going to make your life better. But if you're going to stop drinking or stop smoking or stop doing something else that you think is going to be good for you, your friends will support you. Your best friends will support you. And if they don't support you, then you need to find better friends.
Absolutely.
That being the case, I used to always have a dream about people with like addictions and stuff like that. When I first started going in AA, I thought there'd be like a couple girls that would be in there and to be, you know, because it's a small city.
Right, yeah.
There'd be some girls that are sex addicts,
Oh.
and they'd have to go to AA.
But
and I
sex
thought-
addicts go to AA?
No, well, they have to go to 12
because
step.
they
It's a
don't
12.
have-
It's a 12-step program.
Because they don't have a
They're-
sex addict program? Or did they hear? I'm here.
It's a process. It's a process. It's a way you face your problems and you use your support group. And
Okay,
stuff.
so then
and I
instead of
thought in my
standing up
head,
and
I thought in my head, I'd run into like one or two of them because they don't have enough. Like in New York, you can have it. In Philadelphia, because it's big enough or in Ohio, Wisconsin, and all that stuff. There's a high enough concentration of people where you can get a group of people to talk about it. But down here, we got 6. And in busy season, 12,000 people, and you're not going to get that group. And I thought, oh well, they're going to have to go there to talk about their problem. It was not the case. The thing,
No.
and they always told me
They
when
were
you were
all
quite.
true alcoholics, and none of
No,
them
no,
said-
there was. I'm not giving away secrets. There were people that had problems with drugs. There were every so often someone that was a gambler, had a gambling problem.
Oh wow.
Where do you have a gambling problem here?
Oh, when I first came
No, he
down
was
here,
like-
there was actually a casino boat.
Oh, that's yeah.
There was
Yeah,
a casino
I
boat,
remember that.
and right up here, and you can gamble
I
as
forgot
much.
about that.
You really can gamble as much as you want down here. You've never been to the, you haven't been to the American Legion.
No, I haven't. I have
No,
never been there.
You can become a member, and they have slot machines there.
Oh, okay, like they did in the VFW. They had those little games in there. I
Yeah,
don't
and they got
remember
pull
what they
tabs
were,
and all
but
that stuff,
yeah,
too.
That's what it was.
And there's all sorts of gambling problems. You can play the scratch tickets and spend
Or even
150,
online
50,
poker
60.
and-
I saw when I came here, I was buying beer. And this, I was going to say an older black gentleman. He should have been my age, I guess. But he was like, and he happens to be. He could have been a white guy at that time because very well, but he happened to be a black dude. And he was probably 10 years younger than me. He looked older. But he bought $55 in tickets in front of me. If you give me one of the 3, give me one of this, give me one of that. I've seen enough in my neighborhood in Philadelphia, people doing that and stuff like that. It's all crosses gambling, all addictions cross every age, wage, education demographic. It's crazy. It
I
is
will
so
say,
crazy.
though,
Well, poor people may not have that.
Not
many.
just to jump onto a different subject, but it is surprising how some people just do not age like they are expected to, in quotes, right? Like you do not look like you are 55 years old.
Thank you.
And my friend Troy is 50, soon to be 51, right?
Yeah.
And looks much older than you. And I'm
Oh, Troy.
Troy, yeah. You know
That
my
used to
friend
work
Troy.
for-
Yep, that used to work at Riva,
Yeah.
and he used to work for the pool place.
Yeah.
But Troy is like 100% salt and pepper. Like it's barely any pepper left,
Yeah.
and his face has really aged. I mean, like, but he. And he
It's
was
a
born in
thyroid thing.
69,
I got friends.
so-
I got friends. A guy in his 30s, his hair was totally gray and stuff
Right.
like that.
But I mean, face wise, I mean, you can tell by like some people just do not age.
Well, Tyler's what, 65,
Tyler-
67, something like that now?
That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, right? That would be pretty awesome.
he just turned
But my
29,
mom
right?
is 71.
June, I'll be 29.
Yeah, in June,
Oh, really?
Tyler will be 29. But
Dog years?
my mom, my mom is 71
Is
and
it-
does not look
No,
a
she
day
doesn't.
over 50. And it is ridiculous. And it's like, thank goodness I have at least half of her genes.
That's where you're talking to an Asian person and stuff like that, and you go card them and say, "Listen, I'm going to see your cards. I'm 57." Oh, Jesus Christ! Are you
Right?
kidding me?
And that stuff happens to my mom all the time. No, the
Yeah.
only time, Mom, I know you're listening, Mom, you would probably be able to hold on to that 50-year-old look if you'd put your tooth in. That's
You know,
supposed
there's
to
a
be
lot of
funny.
people that lose their tooth when their teeth when they're younger.
Yeah. Well,
But-
she actually...
speaking of that, I was. Oh, you said tooth.
Tooth.
It's going to pick up a weird conversation, but it's a horror movie. I just saw the preview for this movie called The Witch.
Is
You ever
that
hear-
the one where you dream that your teeth are falling out?
No, there's one with the teeth. I'll tell you the teeth one.
Okay.
Because I went and checked it out. The guys were going over this movie, The Witch. I want to go and see. It was a small art house film. It's scary as hell. It's pilgrims in 1600s.
Did they
They're
stay
going
away
out to
from
wilderness, and there's a witch in the thing. And the way they do everything from their point of view. I mean, they have like one gun in the house, and it's a muzzle loader, and you go, holy shit! And it's real. You got to see this
Like
movie,
from
The
the
Witch.
witch's point of view?
No, from the pilgrim's point of view.
Oh,
There's the same
okay.
sensibilities. Like anything, and stuff like that. And there's a real witch. It wasn't one like The Crucible where they phonied the witch out. They in this movie, which there was no such thing as real witches. There were people that did
I have
that
a
thing.
problem with that.
That there's real witches?
Yeah.
Witches or pilgrims or...
No, I think that there's real
I
witches.
thought you were agnostic. and
This has nothing to do with religion.
that's a higher power
It
thing.
has nothing to do with
If
religion.
there is a
I
if people have
detest
supernatural
organized
powers, then there could be a supernatural
religion.
power.
I
don't
have-
believe any of it.
I have...
And I was raised Roman
Gonna have
Catholic.
to go- yeah.
I was
Yeah.
raised
Yeah,
Roman
well,
Catholic.
I'm going to have to go with...
I don't believe in
Yeah.
anything where someone has any supernatural powers
Okay,
where
by the
they
way,
pray to something and they go and get something done. Because you know what? Katrina, they tried to pray that thing away.
Roman Catholic as
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
right? Well, I'm sorry, I'm not actually a Catholic, but I went
I'm
to
supposed to be, but I'm
I went to
not.
private Catholic
No.
school from kindergarten all the way
Yeah.
to
Oh,
the end,
God.
and I went to mass once a week during school. I mean, I paid my dues, I did all
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
but my mother had a friend.
But you don't believe in that anymore.
My mother had a friend growing up. Me growing up, and with her, and her name is Charlotte, but they
Hush
called
Hush.
her Chucky.
You know,
Chucky.
that's a movie called Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte.
Well,
okay. I'm
Mind
sorry.
you, this woman is a witch, and my mother is Lebanese.
You
Right?
can be. You can
And-
call yourself
and
anything
she
you want.
is
I'm a wizard.
Freaking witch. I will tell you though, I don't know
Wizard.
what it is.
I'm a fucking wizard, Tyler.
I don't know what it is about
I'm a fucking
me.
wizard.
Maybe I am a very good manipulator, and I just don't realize what it is.
Well, she's a witch. Does she have powers? You think?
Well, she seemed to.
Like
And-
what? For instance.
Well, we'd have to get FG. Get your ass down here. So
No,
you can
no,
talk
no.
and
What
talk
did
about all
she
this.
do?
Um,
She had to do something to convince you, or did you just believe
no,
in
my
what Gloria
mother.
said?
No, I'm saying that my mother is convinced. My mother was convinced that Chucky was a witch.
Okay,
And when
but
I-
have you seen anything that convinced you of? Let me be the congressional subcommittee on witchcraft. Did you see anything that would convince you that she has any powers outside the norm of a regular human being? It's a yes or no question.
I think it would be.
And were you an adult when you heard seen it?
No. I was going to say. I'm going to say no because I was a child.
Okay.
But my mother is convinced that I am also a witch, and sometimes there are weird things that happen that does not surprise me that she thinks that. And I don't. I think that I am a master manipulator. I don't think that I'm necessarily a witch, but my mom thinks I'm a witch.
Do you ever think that the brain's so complex that when something happens, that you've had it sit in the back of your mind and you see it as clairvoyance that you knew it was going to happen? You knew it was going to happen.
Absolutely.
So that's your brain
If I don't
telling
like
you something.
someone, what happens to them?
there's as many connections in your head
They
as
go away.
there's trillions of connections in your brain. So the way they fire is always unique and always exceptional and always the crazy part of it.
very
No,
odd.
but
I can see
I
things
won't-
before
I
they
would
happen.
lo-
I can
I-
predict things that before
I
they
haven't
happen.
seen any of it. I haven't seen any of it. I haven't
if
seen
don't-
anybody do it.
And if I don't like someone, I
What?
make them go away. Sometimes it takes me longer than others.
Jeffrey Dahmer
If
used to do
they're
that
as
same
much
thing.
Of a
He used to eat 'em.
manipulator as I am, it will take me longer. It took me a long time to get
From
rid
your
of
neck of the woods, too, right?
Like way longer than I was okay with.
Right. But it's weird.
When I was in my late 20s, I dated this girl up. I took her to New Hope, Pennsylvania, and it was kind of a new age place in between Philadelphia and New York, closer to Philadelphia. And it was they used to have there was one place we went to, kind of an occult place, and we're walking around, and the girl, oh my God, she was a fucking nut that I was with, but not because she was a witch or anything like that, just because she was a fucking nut. And I look at this lady behind the counter. She had striking dark hair and blue eyes. And I was actually thinking about asking her out instead of, I take this girl home. I said, I'll come back and take you out. And but then she goes, she looks at me real close and leans in and says, don't let anyone know about your secrets, hopes, and dreams, because their malcontent can work against you. And I said, oh. And she leaned me. I thought she was going to tell me it would be really nice to see you naked sometimes.
Instead
Or
of
something like that. I
Chinese
would do,
restaurants.
or I'd really work your unit hard, or something like that. But she tells me this bullshit, and I'm like, oh, that's what I get. Don't let everyone know your hopes and dreams. Well, yeah, they can shoot it down with their malcontent. It could be physical. It could be like something they say, something they do, and things like that. And yeah, I'm not dispelling anything that there's not ghosts, not higher powers, not clairvoyant people. But what I can say in 55 years, anyone that ever claimed to it, I've never seen it. I've never seen it proven. I've seen coincidences, and some people say, because coincidences do happen. Yesterday, I pulled a check on 2 separate books. One was a green book that we used for and all 6 numbers matched for the 2 tickets, separate tickets. That's a coincidence. It's against the odds. It doesn't mean anything, though, because coincidences do happen. Sometimes 2 redheads do meet up and fall in love. It doesn't always happen, right?
Lissa
2
has.
gingers.
Come on now.
You know what I'm
Freckles.
saying? It's just a coincidence. But I haven't seen it. Now, if someone were to prove it to me, just like I says, when someone says the devil, you got to watch out for the devil. You know what? Have the fucking devil come and see me one night. 2 in the morning. 2 in the morning come and say, or 3. Or was it 3:30, 3:23? There's a certain time where the devil supposedly...
66.
No, that's way too late in the morning
You
for the
know,
devil.
I had
Is that 6:66? What clock are you on? 66 seconds.
My aunt died. Oh my gosh, 7, 8 years ago now.
She has been visiting us.
And she talks to me, and this is weird, right? Because I don't believe in that shit. Like, I'm honestly like the coldest, like, atheist ass that you would ever meet, to tell you the truth.
That's
But-
why I don't understand that.
But my aunt, I think it was 3 or 4 days after she died. I had a dream, and it was a very, very vivid dream, and it was all in color, and I had never been in her house. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. I had been in her house one time when my twin sons, were newborns. Mm-hmm. So at that point, I think it had been 14 years prior. And she led me in this dream down her stairs, around the corner, into a guest room, into a closet, and showed me a camera case. And it was underneath, like, and mind you, this is horrible. She was a hoarder, like horrendous
Like
hoarder.
dead cats and rats and all shit like that?
And bad. It was bad. She had a hallway that she could walk through from her bedroom to get to the bathroom.
With the newspapers and all that shit?
Oh, I mean, everything. Boxes of shit and whatever. She was really techie, though. So she was really into, like, the brand new MP3 players that had just came out and recording devices. It was odd. But she had a rolling office chair in her kitchen that went from her refrigerator to her sink. And that's it. Back and forth, back. And she was very obese. But she had lost a lot of weight because she had gotten so sick. But so she probably went from, and my mom would have to correct me because I don't know, she probably went from a good 500 pounds to at least 280 before she died.
Holy shit.
She was
half your weight, yeah.
Very large
Almost.
Human. And the track in the
30
floor from the refrigerator, to the sink that she rolled back and forth.
Wooden floor.
Went through the linoleum, the subfloor, and then into like the pressed board that was part of the structure of the kitchen. So
wait, what about the camera? What so proved you that?
She told me in this dream, get the camera. She was like, you have to get the camera. Uh-huh. And I was like, oh, God, what the heck is she talking about? And she showed it to me in the picture of it in my dream. Now, I've never seen this camera. I've never seen the camera. And she used to be reconnaissance for the Navy.
Okay.
So, and she was a photographer as well in her adult life. And I went there. When I went there after she passed, and I went down the stairs, and I went around the corner, and I lifted up this box of shit and this other table and found these camera cases on the bottom, and you would never know. Somebody my age would never know how to have opened that camera case because it had a round button with a little lip that looked like a fingernail at the bottom. You had to push down on that fingernail to get it to open. But that was way before my time. Mm-hmm. And when I opened it, there was a camera in there with 7 or 9 different lenses, a bunch of different colors, and rolls of film. Okay. I've never had it developed. And
okay, I was going to... I thought maybe you had an extra view of the Kennedy assassination.
I still have it.
How long ago was it?
No, I'm sorry, my mom.
How long?
I left it at my mom's. Oh, my gosh. I think my aunt passed away, I want to say 2011, 2012.
That ship may have sailed on that film.
Well, it may have, but this film we're talking about, you look at this camera, this camera's from the 60s, from like early 60s, late 50s.
Yeah, 35 millimeter film.
I don't even know how big it was. Yeah. I don't know enough about it.
I used to, when I was a kid, I used to use 35 millimeter.
My mom was born in
well, you know what? I would be interested in seeing what those pictures
48.
are.
My mom was born in 48.
Maybe we can get them developed.
But my aunt was 5 years older than my mom. So this is old film, and I left it all at my mom's.
Maybe we can get that. What?
She stopped haunting me about it. Once I had it and I got it out of there and I left it with Mom, she didn't come back and bother me.
Why would she tell you to do it?
She didn't want it. She didn't want it in the hands of anyone else. It's weird.
Oh my God!
I
need to know what those pictures are.
It had to be. You saw it at Mom's.
No. I understand that. You know.
I have no idea.
I mean, that would be like the first thing my head.
I have no idea.
Okay.
But that was...
Well, you know
weird.
what?
But you know what? It's never bothered me ever since we talked about that.
We're
I told Tyler about it
going to be at 50 minutes.
Wow.
We're going to have to... We're going
to have to touch base. We need Grandma. We need FG.
We still haven't talked about the bartending thing yet. We're going to do the third episode.
We'll get off of that shit, and we'll get on to your shit next episode.
No, that's all right.
Okay, Lissa.
Burped a little.
We need to tell people...
What do we need to do?
What do we need to do?
What do we need to do?
Leave a review.
Leave a review. Leave lots of reviews. Good ones. Only good ones.
Lots. You know what? If you can convince your friends to leave a review, that's good. iTunes, Spreaker,
Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio,
Google. And or you know what? At least share the link with your friends. Let them listen to us and our crazy rambling, because most of the time it's funny. Sometimes it's interesting, and every time it's cute. Here you go.
It's different.
Every time it's cute.
Just to
I like
touch
that.
on another thing really quickly,
What?
we could leave an address, and if you want to leave a handwritten review with a stamp, you are more than happy to mail it.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, that was great.
At one point.
No, that's all right. I don't want to. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk to that person who's going to send a long, rambling letter. It could be like a Civil War letter. My dearest Jim, I am here at Gettysburg.
I would love to read that letter out loud on the air.
Okay. We'll leave that next time.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to sign off.
After a long day of being pulled in every direction, the last thing anyone wants to think about is what's for dinner. That's where Schwann's can help, with a variety of real food choices, frozen to lock in freshness. From ready-made meals, premium meats and side dishes, to vegetables, ice cream, and more. Schwann's foods go from freezer to table in minutes, not hours, so you can pull off a delicious meal in no time at all. Ordered, delivered, done. That's homemade easy. To help simplify mealtime, visit schwans.com.
And now, a great moment in furniture history. One summer in the early 90s, the Bob behind Bob's Discount Furniture did something that would send shockwaves throughout the furniture business. He eliminated haggling and ended the unfair and insidious practice of artificially jacking up prices only to throw a phony sale. What remains unanswered is why he would end such a lucrative scheme.
It was the right thing to do.
It was the right thing to do. This has been another great moment in furniture history. Watch furniture history unfold at mybobs.com.